A girl living in an internally displaced camp faces a range of challenges and difficulties on a daily basis. An IDP camp is a temporal settlement where people who have been forced to flee their homes due to conflict, natural disasters, or other reasons seek refuge. In such camps, girls face unique challenges that can have lasting impacts on their physical, mental, psychological, and emotional well-being. Recently, I took a tour of some of the IDP camps in Makurdi, Benue State, and there were some shocking revelations of experiences and testimonies from some of the girls as well as other key players in the state on the unpleasant situations and living conditions of the girl child living in the IDP camp. Already, research has shown that girls and women are the most vulnerable people in our society. You can only imagine the living conditions of these girls in the several IDP camps. Some of the risks they are exposed to include trafficking, sexual assault, etc.
That the girl child is already a vulnerable gender when it comes to a girl, and then the fact that she's not under proper protection and you use the word IDP means she's displaced. So now we're seeing a girl child that's already a vulnerable gender that is in a displaced environment where there's no proper protection. So there are different type of risks that she's going to be faced with. And from our work, we have seen different types of risks. You have some of them have been raped because they are living in an environment where there is no proper protection for them. So you see some of the girls, a lot of cases of rape, but they hardly talk about it. They are not talking about it because some don't even understand that they need to speak out regarding it. And apart from that, the shame of speaking out.
The challenge of not getting a proper education in the IDP camps. I say that because the form of education that is provided in the IDP camps is called education for emergency situation. This is a form of education that is provided for people who are displaced. So that kind of education, by virtue of our curriculum, is not very thorough.
There are a lot of factors that expose these girls to traffickers, and these traffickers have strategies that they have employed to lure and deceive parents and these girls from the camp into their traps.
You see people go into the IDP camps, they're trying to lure them because they're already living a difficult life, and then someone tells you that I'm going to move you out because I'll help you to get something to do, because what you're doing here, you're already trapped in a situation that you don't like. You can't go back to your ancestral home, you can't go back to what you were doing, they can't go to school.
Take care of
A woman who is a solution provider by nature will always find a way of getting help to take care of her basic needs, which often gets her into trouble because this ends up exposing her to some of the unfavorable circumstances they find themselves in. What do you expect from a girl who is on her monthly flow and is in need of sanitary towels and food to eat, who also needs to make her hair, clothes to wear, and proper shelter over her head? The question is, how can we save our girls and women from the many challenges that life constantly throws at them. How do we provide the basic necessities of life for these impoverished citizens? How do we protect them from the menace of life?
Almost all the council ward in Benue State are being affected by Fulani terrorists, killings everywhere, which has resulted to displaced persons coming to take refuge in camps and also creation of camps all over Benue State. We have stayed here since that 2018 to 2023 today. IDPs are still in the IDP camp. And there is no way they can return back to their ancestral home. Their feeding, their clothing, their well-being is nothing to write home about.
Kasi shimichi amba geni ya iwano baby be. Ngunene mama na chi hana bangula bangono na iwa baby. Na wane hingene na haya. Tema ngwambaga. Kama unu enjano mama na. Mama na nguchini ya meshota. Ya hii yebesi nune mbaluvena. Chini mbaluga kampu go. Lunjele mguveo he. Na wono mlalakba mluveve na hingiene yakiri auzaye hundala je momo wangu gai yiwale.
The government, NGOs, social workers and kind-spirited individuals have been doing their best to offer relentless interventions and aid in diverse forms to the refugees living in the IDP camps. The question, however, is, do the people really get the magnitude of help they need? Do the items being provided get to them in the quantities the donors provide?
We ensure that every item, every assistance that is meant for the girl child is given directly to the girl child. Whether that is coming from us, that is SEMA, ourselves, I ensure as the head of our SEMA to see that the items are delivered directly to the girl child.
Close observations have revealed that there are a lot of sharp practices going on regarding the even distribution of these relief materials. The Bible, speaking in Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 9, says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?" It is unimaginable to think that a girl be compelled to offer her body to a man just to be able to feed. Inhuman, right? Sex for food is what most of the young girls and women go through in the camp. Mothers cannot stand the fact that their children have nothing to eat and would do anything possible to put food on their table.
At some point, something was going on in that camp. Even though we couldn't ascertain it to a larger scale, but we knew it was happening. It was food for sex. And then we followed it up for some time. I personally did an investigation. I got to discover that it was true, but most of the parents couldn't speak up because they were doing that for survivors.
Joy went to school hungry, and by the time of this interview, which was almost 2 p.m. Nigerian time, she had not eaten and also had no hope of what to eat. In the course of the interview, we inquired about her parents and got to discover that her father had died while in the camp. He took ill and due to lack of proper medical care as well as financial constraints, he could not be attended to and he died. Now, Joy Magwa is without a father, leaving a mother who is always struggling to see that her children eat at least. Death, they say, is when someone or something dies. But for these girls, death is seeing their dream for education and a better life crumble before their very eyes. Some women and girls have died in the camp as a result of sickness, poor hygiene, poverty, and constant abuse. But speaking to these young ladies and girls, I realized that these girls die a million times over because the fact is days, months, and years have passed and their dreams of going to school and having a proper education and achieving their dreams have been destroyed because they are living in the IDP camp. Ivere Ulam is an orphan who narrated her story to us on how her father and mother were killed by the Fulani herdsmen and how she has been compelled to move from camp to camp over a decade now, and as a result, she has not been opportune to go to school and now feels she has outgrown a formal education.
Siyatanzanza suru daudu siyacha mami wama ahina kututetina hiyacha nzanza ivakaye hide yendiya shiri de siye shi kitu fortirama agwera baru was idue baikra fatio hidden back yemenga siyem sinyongufu masiva hindurudu hikamp uticha Simba ya zanzan. Daddy want me before you see the go laji. Thank you. Choiba. Ngive mommy one. Ko chihamu. We chihamu na kwa basaku. Chi masimu move ba hina ba chikuchukumbura ti. Mommy one ya chanja ma. Mo yana ya chankiri nyu. Zanzana mu she ya mu. Ba nyari ki eve azana hayu chira. Iruza yu. Na ha si ya chanzanza. Mommy one jia asaku kakinyuni woruha ukwa ayangi kundu kamo woruha ta ayangi kundu karata na pemru he hingi omguve mo mutamu kwa ngana wamba chukuchuku simba ya cha meri business ga simba kwa mumunga uwerenga simba yana ya cha ngani mmowa kawu akire ta hingi onu we not going to be one and it's young. The two because of business, Ryan Fatal Megan Hashimata for Karin. For the next year, I go Mungo plan car for more men who go because Mungo walk anywhere.
Everine is one out of many other girls who have given up on ever going to school and becoming the best they could ever be. Some of the girls were compelled to leave the camps in search of education, which could earn them a better life, but ended up as domestic workers doing menial jobs like housekeeping, sex slavery, child labor, and child marriage. Foundation, they say, is key. A child's formative age is very important and should be properly and intentionally taken care of, especially in the area of education. That is why one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all.
A lot of resources are required for the provision of the well-being of the dear child. Educationally, their upkeep, their Let me also mention there is need for their social livelihoods. Other areas such as skill acquisition. That is for some of them who don't want to be in school, who want to learn a trade or learn some skills. So partners such as Community Links, Jarido Foundation, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Victim Support Fund, VSF. So they have also supported us immensely in that area to ensure that the gay child gets a better life. And of course, there are also spirited individuals, so many of them whose names I can't easily remember.
It's a fight for all, and we want to say if you see anything that is of concern that you don't understand, please call NAPTIP and we'll be able to unravel it.
Please, let's do everything we can do as a government, because when I say government, we are the government. People run the government. People who assist the government are the government. Let's do everything possible to resettle these people. It's possible. I know it's quite difficult and dangerous, but we must do everything humanly possible to resettle these people. Because so long as these people are not resettled, on and off, in and out, these stories will not stop. That is the only way to get them back to the way of life they were formerly living before they found themselves in these camps.
This is a wake-up call for the government, international NGOs, religious organizations, and good-spirited individuals to step out and do more. We all have a role to play in ensuring the safe return of our brothers and sisters to their ancestral homes. At the core of the existence of She&More Development Initiative is the call to ensure a better quality of life for the girl child, women, and all the internally displaced.